I am one of the hosts. My name is Elena. And then...
Hi, I am Britt, aka Britt Inspires.
So once again, this is just me and my niece having conversations about life, about real issues, dating and spirituality, money, business, everything.
Yeah. We would just have these great conversations, and it leads to this point where, hey, some of this information could be useful. It could be something that anyone could benefit from, but we just we go down rabbit holes when it comes to spirituality.
Ooh-wee.
We talk about love and relationships, come up with some really great information on that, business. I mean, we really do vibe.
Yeah.
And so we thought, why not share this vibe with the audience, with people who are also looking to elevate their lives, looking to be on the next level. And so in an effort to enlighten you guys, we're also becoming enlightened, right?
Exactly.
Having some really thought-provoking conversations. So welcome to our podcast.
Yes, welcome. So I think right now one of the big debates going on is masculine and feminine energy. So
it's like a war.
Yeah,
We're like a war going on right now
between
between masculine and feminine energy.
Yes, it is. You know, we hear the men saying they don't want a masculine female, and then
women saying they don't want a feminine man.
Yeah, there's like an over-feminization of men right now, you know, so, you know, how do we find the balance in this? How do we stop bumping heads with each other? You know, I'm back into the dating world now. I'm 53 and I am back on the prowl. I just came out of a cougar situation.
Cougar sound
No. Look, and I always say this, but she laughs at me when I say this, but I was like a predator cougar.
I just don't like the word predator.
It was a little predatory. Okay, I wasn't a predator. I was just living my best life. How about that? Yeah. So anyway, I need some wine on that note. Anyway, masculine women. How about we start there?
Yeah, let's talk about the masculine woman, and then we can talk about the feminine man, and then we can kind of find a balance in between. But masculine woman, yeah, let's start there.
Let's start there.
So let's define it. What is a masculine woman?
Well, we know what she looks like.
What does she look like? I mean, because
not physically.
Because I mean,
we're not talking
there
about
some physically masculine women out there that
we're
look.
not talking about, no.
So we're not talking about the physical look.
No.
More of like the characteristics of how you carry yourself, how you operate in this world. Okay.
I mean,
what does that look like?
Have been in a space of being a very masculine woman.
Have you been told that you're a masculine woman?
Yeah, I have. Because I did take on, I'll be so transparent. I am a single mother, 5 children, 4 different men. Did I have to say that part? Well, it don't matter. Anyway, and I've always been in a position of, I just have to do what I have to do. And when you get into a position like that, you have to take on so many roles that you have no choice but to be masculine. You know, so it's like I have to be mom, I have to be dad, I have to be, you know, the cook, I have to be the chauffeur, I have to be the nurse, you know, I have to be the breadwinner, I have to do everything. And plus I have to be nurturing to my children, plus I have to be the disciplinary. So it's so many roles that you have to take on. You can't help but to have a masculine role, especially in my house. If something was broke and needed to be fixed, then I have to pick up a hammer and I gotta go fix it. It's just what needs to be done.
So how does it make you feel when you hear like people talk about masculine women in like a negative context? Like, how does that make you feel?
You know, it's upsetting because it's not what I wanted to do. It's what I had to do, you know, so I had to take on this role. Did I want a man to come in and sweep me off my feet and pick up the hammer for me? Absolutely I did, you know, but, you know, when men come into your life, they are, you know, you're kind of testing them from the beginning and, you know, you're going to see if they can pick up with what you're doing and if they're going to be able to handle it the same way that you can handle it. So pretty much like when we give a man a task, and if he can't complete the task, yeah, you know, like if I say, you know, hey, that door is broke, do you think you could fix that for me? And he says, yeah, I'll get to it. And then a week later, the door is still broke. There I go, picking up my screwdriver, and now I gotta go fix it, and I got a whole man sitting right next to me. You know, and then he has the nerve to turn around and say, why are you being so masculine?
The irony. Oh, wow.
Well, let me see, because you're not being masculine, so now
like,
I have to turn around and do these masculine
So would you
things.
say that like a masculine woman is created by like a man not really cultivating a space where a woman can truly be feminine?
Yeah, I mean, I think the men of today are so different from the men of yesterday. You know, like men before, they had their roles and they did what they were supposed to do. You know, men were the ones that fixed the cars, changed the oil, pumped the gas. You know, if there was something that was broke, they fixed it.
Yeah.
You know, but today I feel like men have been so coddled by their mothers that, and again, it's because their mothers were so masculine.
Oh, what do you think about men who felt like the woman is demasculating them, like not giving them the opportunity to take that role?
I feel like this. If you are a man in your true masculine self, you're going to step in and you're going to do the things that are necessary. You don't need my permission to do these things.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just going to jump in and you're going to play that role of a masculine man.
Okay. So do you think that women have maybe been over masculine, and then in what ways, what does that look like, and then how does a woman who's in her masculine a little bit too deep, how does she step more into her feminine energy when she has to take care of everything herself?
Again, like I said, you know, we have no choice but to be in these masculine roles, and a woman that's too deep in her masculine role has not had that strong man that came along and put her in her place. Yeah, and I know women aren't gonna like that. You know, they don't want to hear you say.
No. I think women like that.
No, I'm serious. Like, I really want a man to come and tell me, "Girl, sit your ass down." Oh,
I think
me,
it was.
supposed to cuss? But
Yeah, Jill Scott. She said, you can't tell me what to do unless you can tell me what to do.
Thank you.
And it was Whitley. It was Whitley from Whitley.
Yes, I know you thought. Different world.
There's a different world.
Yeah.
And he had Cater. He said, Whitley, if you ever tell me you're not going to talk to me for a week, I will drop you like a bad habit. And she was like, oh, I love when you get serious or when you get at me like that. And I think that, I think women do desire for that man to be that way, to be able to check and like really kind of take that masculine role. And then a true masculine man, I feel like a true masculine man is going to make a woman want to be in her feminine.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you could look back on like a man who's like truly in his masculine, you automatically just fall into your feminine energy because you're just like, I trust that this guy's going to do what he says he's going to do. I trust that he's about his stuff.
Yeah.
I trust that he's going to protect me. He's going to keep me. I feel safe.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have to, because I think women go into the masculine energy when they feel like they have to like make some stuff happen.
Yeah, when they don't feel safe and when they don't
can't
trust that the man is going to do what he says he's going to do or what he's supposed to do. And, you know, there's been times when I've had guys in my life that, you know, come along and they tell me pretty much, girl, sit down, be quiet, I got this. No, don't overtalk me. Let me be a man. And you know what I do? I be quiet. I might say something in my head, but I'll be quiet. You know, but when a man comes and he's asserting himself like that, then I'm going to be my feminine self. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to let him lead the way that a man is supposed to lead.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's talk about the feminine man.
Yeah.
So what is a feminine man? Like in your experience, like what does that look like? And I'm not talking about like feminine.
No, we're not talking about feminine.
I'm talking about
so
feminine men.
I wrote it down.
What does that look like? And I think it's good to have like feminine qualities, right?
Yeah. when you talk about a man who has feminine qualities, and ladies, it's not what we're thinking. So some feminine qualities of a man would be self-control, self-love, and self-care. He's open, embracing, trustworthy, compassionate, affectionate, sensual, and warm. So
that's like a healthy feminine man.
That's so healthy.
That's healthy feminine aspects of a man, and that leads to the point that like we as human beings, we both have masculine and feminine energy. So I think like there can be a toxic side to both whenever one is overemphasized on any side of the fence. Like if you're a man or a female, if you're a female that's too feminine, your female is too masculine.
Yeah.
That's an issue. If you're a man who's too feminine, too masculine, it's learning how to balance those two energies out. Because there's toxic sides like to a man being too feminine.
Oh yeah.
You know, and there's toxic sides to a woman being too masculine.
Yeah, the toxic side, of course, to a man being in his feminine energy is self-control. A man that does not have self-control, that's a toxic trait of his feminine energy, and that man becomes abusive to his mate because he doesn't know how to control himself.
He can't control like his emotions.
He can't control his emotions. Yeah, you know.
That's actually crazy that that's a feminine trait.
Yeah. So
that a man can't control.
Oh yeah, because a man in his masculine energy is rational. He's action-oriented, stable, predictable. He has strength, logic, and he's protective. I love those.
That like literally warmed my heart.
I don't know. Like I want that strength and that protectiveness. You know, I want a man to just, you know, pick me up.
So you think if someone came into your life right now in that energy, like you would just be so open and so ready to let him take the lead in your life?
Absolutely. You know, absolutely. That's what we look for.
Yeah.
You know, but for some reason, and I don't even know. I mean, I feel like I said, me being that masculine female, I always attract these men that are a little bit too much into their femininity.
Really?
Yeah, I get these over emotional, you know, it's the light skins. I gotta stop going for the light skins. I'm sorry, I love my light skins, but
we're not talking about colorism.
we're not doing colorism today. But you know, some men that may not be so chocolate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, some men are really into their feminine energy and they want to be nurtured. But I also think that comes from, you know, them missing out on something in their relationship with their mother growing up. So that really has a lot to do with it too. So now they're looking for that nurturing from their woman. And it's okay to nurture your man, but we're not babying our men. You know, our men have to get up, our men have to go get jobs, they have to be breadwinners. If you want to be treated like the king of your castle, then you need to go out and you need to provide for your family.
That leads me to like another question or thought. Like when a child comes into this world, do you think that they already have like their design as far as like the level of masculine, feminine energy, or do you think it's all environmental when they start learning from their parents or the trauma that they experience as a kid that kind of controls their level of masculine, feminine energy?
I mean, a lot of it is environmental, but there's also a lot that's ingrained in our DNA.
You think it is something like astrology? Like if we were to talk about astrology, like you look at a birth chart of somebody, like a natal chart of somebody.
Yes.
And you see like, okay, they got like for me, for example, I'm like 8 on the masculine. And then I'm like I think I like the rest is feminine. So like I'm very independent thinker, strong-willed. I mean, I'm a feminine woman. You know, you look at me, you look how I carry myself, you look how I live. I am very feminine, but at the same time, I'm a person who's gonna go make it happen. I make executive decisions all the time, but
yeah,
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, is that just who I am as a person, or do I need to change? Because like I'll hear my friends like, oh, you need to be more in your feminine energy if you want to attract a masculine energy to you, and it's like like I can be in my feminine, but I'm still gonna handle my business. Like I'm still gonna boss up and handle like what needs to be handled. You know, like I'm not gonna be so much in my feminine. Like whereas
me, I'm ruled by so much masculine energy because I'm a Sagittarius and my rising is Leo, ruled by Jupiter. That's all masculine energy, but I have a very feminine side to me. And, you know, I'm still very girly. I still like to, you know, do things, but that's the same thing. I like to see things done. I like to you know, I'm action oriented, very action oriented.
Yeah, and that's a masculine trait.
And that's a masculine trait. I like things to move, you know, so it is ingrained. I believe that our creator, when he made us, you know, he has a blueprint that, you know, that's separated by astrology, whether people believe that or not, but that's why there's common traits.
I mean, astrology is...
Yeah, exactly. So you have those common traits for a reason.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you know, you can take each individual person and make every person have, you know,
like
distinct qualities.
So, like very
you know?
distinct. Like everyone's so uniquely different and designed so uniquely that it's like there's no one person that's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a different element about them, and that leads me to think like, okay, when it comes to relationship and matching with your right partner, sometimes your man might have some feminine aspects in some areas where you have masculine energy and you guys balance each other out.
Yeah. You know, again, like I say, there's commonalities among people, and that's just based on the astrology, but we are all unique, you know, in the way that we carry those different traits about us. But the balance is really, I think what's important is learning how to balance that masculine and feminine energy. You have to have that balance. And if you don't have a balance, then you're going to carry too much of one or the other. Just like if you're an overly feminine female.
Yeah, okay.
And you don't want to do nothing, and you want to lay on the sofa all day and eat bonbons, and you want to cry at soap operas, and you want to, you know, and everything is, you know, you're so emotional.
I can't even.
Yeah, can you imagine
I
you
don't
react on everything off of emotion? Could you imagine?
I'm not 100% think that. No. What question I have for you is receiving, because receiving is like a feminine quality, right? How are you when it comes to receiving? Are you like when someone's like, hey, I got something for you, like are you openly receiving, or are you like, no, thank you, I'm good? How are you with receiving?
I think that's part of my trauma.
So you don't like to receive?
I'm not really good at receiving.
Yeah.
And you know, I also, as far as like affection, I'm not good at receiving affection.
Why do you think that is, that you don't like to receive? Like, what is that's
cause that in upbringing? You know, that's more so in the way that I was raised and brought up. So I have a real problem with that. I even have even with touch, you know, it takes a minute in new relationships, and a lot of men don't understand that, you know, so they don't want to get to the bottom.
Do you have issues like with some people that you're dating, like if you feel like, oh, I don't really want to be touched right now, like do they have a problem with it?
Yeah, they do. You know, because men, you know, their love language is food and touch. You know, so when you have a female that, you know, she doesn't want to be touched, then automatically they take that as, you know, as
rejection.
as rejection and an overly masculine quality. You know, and rather than taking out the time to learning the person and finding out why this person reacts this way,
like what's going on,
we don't do that, and we start to assume things.
It's crazy. Like, why do you think the whole like not wanting to be touched? Because I've experienced that as well, where it's like I've felt that way and I don't understand it. Like, why do you think that is? Is that just trauma, or what is that? It's
trauma. You know, when we grow up in households where we don't have a lot of affection. And I mean, honestly, I feel like in Black households, because we've been in survival mode, that
get away from me. You smell like outside.
You smell like outside. You know, I feel like we grew up in trauma and survival, and we didn't get the affection that we needed. So now we're not.
It's like the little dog. It's the little dog.
Oh, kick the dog, come home and kick the dog, and the dog still want to come and look on your hand. Look, like, does that make you uncomfortable when I touch you?
I don't know.
Do it
I don't
to me.
know. Are you uncomfortable?
Not with you.
No,
But-
I think I don't know. Maybe it's energetic too. Like I think maybe like I'm very sensitive to people's energy.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe like, okay, if the energy's weird or off, then I'm like, I can sense certain things, and sometimes maybe that's what I thought it was. Maybe I'm just like overly sensitive to people's energy.
Yeah.
And I can pick up on, and I'm not trying to get a little too woo-woo, but I can pick up on the vibe of a person.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes like there's men who will put the facade on that, like, oh my gosh, I'm so like, you know, this good guy, and then make you sense something else.
That's a
not being
family.
said.
That's a family quality. Like all of us kind of have that,
Yeah.
you know, where we're very.
Like you just know who's good and who's not good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like you sense it.
Oh, we
Your
feel
spirit.
energy, you know.
I feel like my spirit will literally scream at me like, no, Brittany, this energy's off.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will ignore it because the illusion of the person, it seems right, you know?
Yeah.
But
But I mean, as far as touch goes, again, like I said, that's all just, you know, based on how you were raised and what, you know, whether you had loving parents. And I'm not saying that I didn't have loving parents. I'm just saying that I didn't get.
well, some parents
affection.
are not like huggy.
Yeah,
huggy,
I didn't get
like,
that affection as a child.
if you didn't grow up in a home where it's like, give me a hug, I love you so much, you know, like that's just, some cultures are just not like that. But when it comes to receiving, like
I want to be
from
better.
a male perspective, like if a male comes in and wants a gift to you, are you openly receiving, or are you saying, no, I got it,
It
I'm
takes
good.
me a minute. I have to trust you. You know, so before I fully, can you imagine like everything that you've built up and some man comes in and you decide you're going to turn over the reins to him and then he just
It's
lets
scary.
everything crumble, like the whole infrastructure that you've built.
Well,
He lets it all crumble. Like that's
the
the
trust,
fear.
That's the trust aspect, because
Yeah.
if you don't have trust, and that's the thing, like I can have someone tell me like, okay, Brittany, you want to be in control, or you want to like run everything, and it's like, no, not. I really don't. But I'm not going to, like you said, give my kingdom over to someone who's not going to manage my kingdom properly.
Yeah.
And you kind of look at how that person has been, what has been the history, what's been the trajectory. You can see the trajectory from the history.
Yeah.
And so they kind of play the role of not being responsible, not being trustworthy, not being honest, not being upstanding in the way they carry themselves. And you obviously, why would I hand over the kingdom, the keys to the kingdom, if you're not being stand up, if you're not being honest, if you're not being a man of character?
Yeah, and truth be told, a lot of men move in to the homes of women. So if I'm a single mother and I have children and I have managed to maintain, you know, a house and pay my bills, and then here you come and you've never had your own place. You know, you know, that's telling me a lot about you. And I know that, you know, there's a lot of excuses as to why people are in certain situations that they're in, you know, but we have to, as women, we have to stop allowing men to move into our homes. You know, we have to be able to move into their homes. There's no reason why, as a woman, you know, that everything that I've built up, you come walk into, unless, you know, if you're going to come in and say you were in your own place and you're giving up your lease on wherever you're living, and then you move in and now you're helping me, we're partnering up together now and we're tackling these bills, and that's different.
Like my thing is like, yeah, I wouldn't mind someone moving in with the resources, and we're coming together and putting our resources together, like to me, let's combine, or whatever, whoever we decide to go, like that's fine.
But not you coming in, playing Madden, feet kicked up, eating the kids' snacks, talking on the phone. Don't be eating.
Did you eat all the fruit roll-ups? That's for the kids.
He hiding the fruit roll-ups and the juice boxes under his knee pan while he playing Madden.
So I have a question for you. So
Yes.
when it comes to dating younger men, because I'm actually like opposite, I do not date younger men. And I'm 34. And I'm literally like, I'm 30 and up. Like, I'm literally like weird about it. But my question is, do you find that the younger men are more in their masculine energy or do you feel like they're not? Or do you feel like this is different for everybody?
Well, I mean, I'm 53 and my fiance was actually 28. I believe he was 23 when I met him and I was 48, something like that. I don't know numbers.
How long were you together?
We were together 4 years.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, but I don't look at age, and I know a lot of people are like, you gotta look at age, but not really, because but a number. But he was very mature for his age. He was very mature for his age, and he was into his masculine energy, you know, and he, you know, but I don't know, the older guys, I love my older dudes, but you know, they don't take care of themselves. They don't. They talk about their backs hurt. They got health issues. They need a woman around to give them a colonic.
That's tough when you look young and you feel young.
I'm not giving you no damn colonic. Take care of yourself. Eat right.
Oh no.
That's what older men, you know, they need help with health issues because they've abused their bodies for so long. But anyway, we're getting off of masculine and feminine energy. But dating younger, it wasn't about the age.
So you want to date older?
If
a 60-year-old man came around and he was healthy,
if he was in good shape, tip top shape, eats good, and I don't have to worry about putting you in a wheelchair soon, and I'm not willing nobody around. I'm not doing that.
That's real. I mean, that's just being real.
Because I eat healthy. You know?
Take care of yourself. You look young.
I mean, I still got some stuff to lose.
No, you look good.
I eat plant-based. Yes, you know. So it's like, if I'm taking good care of myself, then why would I want to take on someone who's not taking care of themselves, and you're gonna, you know, potentially have health issues, and now I'm stuck, you know, taking care of someone in old age that refused to take care of themselves. But yeah,
that's a tough thing when you look young.
It's tough. You know, but anyway, back to
it's a
challenge. But the age,
in my 30s,
the age wasn't a factor. It was the fact that he was in his masculine energy, and he was very mature, and he took on the role as a man.
And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. That's all that matters. I think that's the most important part, is like being able to have a partner that, I think, like, both people need to be able to tap into both energies.
Of course.
Like, I can't be overly in my masculine energy with my man. Like, I need to be able to be soft and feminine and submissive in some cases. And so, like, sometimes I have to check myself. Like, okay, I'm being a little bit too, like, you know, in control of everything. I need to just relax and let him handle it and trust that he's got it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to say another thing, you know, like a lot of men. You know, a lot of men, they go get these, you know, these ghetto girls, and these ghetto girls, they are in their masculine energy because they better than any of the ones that we've done.
Honestly, like, that made me like happy.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Good conversation. It felt good.
It felt so natural. It felt so comfortable.
See what we got here.
Like, I'm proud of this one. The other ones, honestly, I wasn't sure about. This one, I feel really good about.
You know, that's funny because I felt the same way. I was like,
this is not it.
Something about that conversation was good, but it wasn't like this one. We had a resolve. We had a problem. We had a solution. We had a resolve, and that's really what I want us to focus on.
And it was natural.
It was very natural.
Oh.
Yeah. It was very natural. Yay! We did it! All right, let's see what we sound like.
I think everything happens.